Hey everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome back to Locs Lifestyle. So, in a lot of my loc videos, I'm always raving about how much I love my hair, how much I love this loc journey. In today's video, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and I'm going to be telling you guys a few things that I do not like about my locs and things that I have not enjoyed along this loc journey. So, let's get into this video.
As the sun shines in all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
Quick disclaimer before we go any further, because you know people's feelings be all over the place. So I just want to make a disclaimer to say that this video is made in good spirit. This is supposed to be a lighthearted video / informative. Overall, I love my hair. I have enjoyed this loc journey, but like with anything in life, there are always going to be pros and there's going to be cons. And as much as I like my hair, as much as I have enjoyed this journey, I really pride myself on being transparent, especially in regards to my locs. Just because like I've watched videos of people combing out their locs. Even in real life, I have had people say, you know, I tried locking my hair at one point, but I couldn't deal with this part of it. I couldn't deal with this aspect of it. And so like I said, I just want to be really transparent about the journey as a whole. So yes, I do love my hair. I love my locs. I have no desire of combing them out, cutting my hair off at this moment in time, but I do just want to touch on a few things that I don't quite enjoy about my hair and this journey. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is just I guess the overall appearance of my hair. So as a whole, I love the way that this set of locs look. You know, I think it's a perfect amount of locs to not have too much in your head but still have a lot of versatility. Although all my locs aren't the exact same size, which no one's locs typically are, I think for the most part it is a very cohesive set. But what I will say is that sometimes I wish I had more locs in my head. So if you see my recent loc count video, you guys know that I have 73 locs in my head. But yeah, there are times where I wish I had more. Like I'll be attempting to do a certain style and I'd be like, man, if I just had like 10 to 15 more locs, 10 to 20 more locs, I feel like this style would just be chef's kiss. I do like kind of go back and forth in my mind, like if I were to ever do a second set, what would I do differently? And that's like the main thing that pops up, is that I would do more locs, and that I always toy with the idea of trying micro locs. So yeah, that's kind of like the first thing with appearance. The second thing, although I think they're a good size, there's some locs that I wish were bigger and some locs that I wish were smaller. So again, cohesively they work, but like on the individual basis per loc, you know, if I can make little tweaks, that would kind of be it. Like just my whole perimeter, like I feel like I need to downsize all of these so that the locs will be a little more fuller. If you've seen any of my loc update videos where I give you guys a 360 of my hair, you can see in the back where my locs are a lot thicker and a lot fuller. And but yeah, I just have a lot of mixed feelings about the sizing of my hair, especially as they continue to mature. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want them all to be this size, sometimes I want them all to be the size in the middle. Right now I'm just letting them be, but that is one of the things that I don't like about my hair. And then the last thing as it comes to appearance, this is kind of minor, it doesn't bother me too much, but my parting. So I did quadrants, box parting, and in the beginning when my starter locs still looked like 2-strand twists, I really liked it because it made the 2-strand twists as they were going through like their frizzy stage. It made everything still kind of look neat, but as my locs continue to mature, I'd be like, dang, I wish some of these parts were a little more freestyle. When I look at some of my faux locs, some of my favorite installs were when I did more freestyle parting. I like the box parting in the beginning of my journey, but as I get to the end of this first year, I think I would have preferred them to be freestyle a little more. This next thing is more about like the day-to-day, month-to-month loc experience, and this may be a little controversial, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I don't like when my hair is not retwisted, and yeah, I don't like when my hair is not retwisted. And hear me out, because I think it's a little complex and there's layers to this. So obviously at this point I understand the loc process, and I know that I cannot retwist my hair every week if I want long, healthy, thick, full hair. So I'm still retwisting my hair every 6 weeks, but like the first 2 weeks I'm good. I love my hair the first 2 weeks. The third week it's kind of like it's not really fresh no more, but it's something I can still work with. By week 4 I'm just kind of like, okay, what I'm about to do. And week 5 is really like, okay, what I'm about to do, how much more time I got before I can retwist. And I'm currently at week 5 right now, and I have been wanting to film this video all week, but I kept pushing it out because I didn't know what I was gonna do to my hair. The weeks where my retwist, in between retwists, and it's not really fresh anymore, those are definitely like the hardest weeks for me. And just background, I think what it stems from is that I've always been like a hair done kind of person, right? I love the way I feel when I get my hair done. I think a lot of women feel like that. When you get a new fresh hairstyle, you just love the way that you feel when your hair is done. And so since starting my locks, the fresh retwist has been kind of like that hair done feeling for me. It's funny because yesterday I reposted a thread on my IG story, and it was like, you know, that car ride after you get your hair done is like an experience. And it was just like girls chiming in, you know, just about the whole experience when you got your hair freshly done and you feeling good. So yes, retwists give me that feeling, and so that in-between stage, it's hard for me. It's not that I don't like how locks look without a retwist, I just don't like the way that I look when I don't have a fresh retwist. Because I see other women with their locks, and you know, they're like, oh, it's been 2 months since I had my last retwist. And I'm like, how, Sway? How? Like, how do you do that? Like, they look really nice and put together. And I think what it is that like there's some women who have like that real effortless thing, and I'm not one of them. I think my style is definitely more polished than effortless, and so like I'm one of those people where I have to like pull myself together. Not saying that I don't have the effortless in me, but it's just not my preferred style. I just feel like I have to style my hair, and those in-between stages, they're just really rough for me. But I can't say it has been getting a lot easier as my hair matures, because they're starting to drop, they're starting to hang and have more weight. Like in the beginning stages, it was rough because it would be like afro and then like just like little twists sticking out on the top of my head, and then I would literally be like, what am I supposed to do with this? And that's one of the main reasons why I wore a lot of wigs in the beginning of my lock journey, because once it got to that phase, it's like, okay, throw on a wig, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this afro and then twist sticking up at the top. But like, as you guys can see, I'm 5 weeks in. I did throw on a hair wrap to pull myself together, but you know, I'm definitely getting more used to it. It's not my favorite part, but I'm learning how to work with it. And then this last point is more so about the journey as a whole. And okay, so yes, you guys know I'm a few weeks shy of my 1 year mark, and I guess just my feelings coming out of this year versus going into this year, it's just like so much has changed. But the one thing that I have not enjoyed about this journey as a whole is the rules. I don't like the rules. Compared to other ways to manage your hair, I've told you guys before, maintaining my locks has honestly been the easiest way to manage my hair, but it's a lot of more rules than I anticipated. I actually had a client this past weekend, and I did her retwist, and she's a few months behind me in her lock journey, but we were both just, you know, talking about our experiences, and we were both like really surprised about all these do's and don'ts when it comes to locks that we both just really weren't prepared for. And I get it, I understand rules, I understand why there are rules, and I understand that most of the rules are at your best interest. A lot of times when people talk about locks, one of the main things they talk about is freedom. So when I came into this journey, I'm like, well, I can do whatever I want to my hair. And it wasn't like that. I think another reason why I never got too much into like natural hair care as a loose natural was because there were just so many different rules, so many things that you should and shouldn't do, so many different opinions, and it started to become annoying because it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? The lock community is not as bad as like the loose natural community, but I will say there's just a lot of things that I didn't know coming into this journey, and that's not necessarily good or bad, but it's just one of those things that I personally wasn't expecting, and it definitely threw me for a loop. And I had some days where I'd be like researching or like just scrolling different threads and stuff, different video comment sections, and people just talking about certain things, and I'd be like, dang, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And yes, that would kind of annoy me, but overall, like, I understand the purpose of the rules and I'm not tripping on it that bad. But if you are considering locking your hair, do remember that there's going to be certain rules and restrictions, like with most things in life. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. These are more personal dislikes. These are no digs at the lock community as a whole. Overall, like I tell you guys, I love my hair. I love the way that locks look now. I love scrolling different lock pages and looking at everyone's hair. I would have never thought in a million years that I would be like a lock girl. Although it was something I always desired to do, I never thought that it would really fit me, but I love my hair like this. And I like to create open dialogue, you guys. So although I'm talking about my hair specifically, drop down in the comment section and let me know some things that you haven't enjoyed about your lock journey so far, or if you have any tips for me or anybody else in the comment section who may be struggling with different parts of their lock journey. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you all in my next video.